Hey folks, Country Prepper here. So I'm switching over my bug out bag from summer to winter, and I got to thinking if something should happen and I had to bug out while my bug out bag is in disarray scattered across the garage while I'm trying to pick and choose what gear I want to put in it. If something should happen in that time frame, what would be the most important, most essential items that I would grab, throw in my pack, and take to get out of harm's way? So I came up with this challenge because different people are going to put different things. Everybody's going to have a little different perspective based on their level of skill, knowledge, and where they live, the different climates, different weather, things along that line. So I wanted to do this challenge so that we can get a vast array of opinions and different ideas, so that if somebody were, let's say somebody was just starting out wanting to come up with the very first things that they should really focus on, the most important stuff to build their first bug out bag, or maybe somebody that, I don't know, maybe has some health issues and needs to keep their bug out bag just as light as possible, or maybe you just think you're going to have to leave in a big hurry and you want to stay just as light as possible and keep your bug out bag very minimal. This would be a good critical thinking exercise that would help people like that out. I am going to tag 3 people at the end of this video, but anybody can accept this challenge and do a video on it. Please make a playlist. If you tag 3 people, keep track of their videos and keep them on a playlist, and I will try to make a playlist of every video on this challenge that I can find. That way people can get a good variety of different ideas and options and opinions on this. Some general guidelines that I'd like to go by is please show us your EDC, your everyday carry, because most likely those are going to be things that you can grab on the way out the door if it should happen to be in the middle of the night, or you should already have it on you if it is truly your everyday carry. So please show us that if you haven't done a recent video on it. Another thing, include your kits, because obviously it's just more practical that we are going to grab a kit that we already have put together, like a fire kit, first aid kit, things like that. And if you haven't already done a previous video on those, please include that in your video. So I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff out of the way and show you what I came up with. First up is my EDC. Now you'll notice that my phone isn't in there, and that's because I'm filming with my phone right now. I'm just going to go from right to left on here. This is my concealed carry weapon with an extra magazine, and that's the Smith & Wesson Shield 40 caliber. The G739, I believe it is, the Ganzo knife that I did a review on. This is the Olight S10R Baton 2 that I'm testing out right now. I've been carrying it for a couple weeks. I'll be doing a review on that soon. This is the Schrade Tactical Pen SC Pen 4, I believe it is. This one has a whistle and a glass breaker on the end and a ferro rod on it. Little Blistex can also be used to help start fire and also keep your lips from cracking. This is a torch lighter. I've shown these in plenty of videos, but that is my favorite lighter. Of course, my keys here got a little monkey fist on there and a Leatherman bruiser. I mainly just use that as a little pry bar. Of course, my wallet, the Travax. What is the name of that one? Let's see. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like their most minimalist wallet. Of course, I have a bunch of cards in there, and then I got a little bit of cash on the back and my concealed carry permit in there. This is that through night tin that I did a video on recently. Even though I'm not at that job anymore, I'm still carrying that just for redundancy. This is a power bank that I have yet to do a review of. Also the cable for that, but this power bank, it is dual port, and it's one of those ones that will flip open, and you can use it as a stand for your phone to watch videos. So that's my EDC. Let's move on to the top 10 essential bug out bag items. Now these are in no particular order, so with that said, number 10 is my Renovo Trio water filter straw. The reason I choose this one instead of like a stainless steel bottle or something to boil water in, you might not have the time to stop and boil water. Same thing with food. A lot of times it's not a camping trip, so you might not have time to stop and cook anything. You might not have time to stop and boil water. So this to me is a much better option. You can't carry water with you this way, but Where I live, there are an absolute ton of streams and springs and ponds and lakes. They're just, and creeks, they're just all over the place. You cannot walk a mile without running into a stream of water of some kind. So, or a body of water of some kind, whatever the case. So I will always be able to, no matter which direction I'm going, be able to find a source of water. Number 9 is the Bug Out Survival Supplement Fire Starting Kit from Stanford Outdoor Supply. This is the one I showed in my previous video. I do think this is an absolute bargain for what you're getting in this kit. There's no way you could buy all this stuff and build a kit for the price you can buy this for. It is a very comprehensive kit, and it has a lot of really great stuff in it. So if you missed that video, I'll leave a link so you can go back and watch it. But I do think that would be a really great option for something to just grab and throw in your bug out bag and go. Now, this is not a very exciting item, but I do think it is one of the most critical and one of the most forgotten, is an extra pair of socks. This time of year, of course, I pack wool socks, and that is because if you should happen to have to walk any length of any distance at all, you need to take care of your feet. Your feet are going to be very, very important. So an extra pair of socks is absolutely critical in my opinion. Number 7 is my To Go Systems Breathable Outdoor Basics Poncho. The reason that I chose this over my older military style poncho is because you don't want to get sweaty because you will get cold. This one breathes a little bit, so it'll keep you dry, but you'll also stay warmer because you're not going to sweat near as bad with this one. It can also be used as a shelter because it does have grommets in it. So it is, I think, a major upgrade from the military style ponchos. Number 6 is food, and I choose these emergency food ration bars. A lot of people consider these to be lifeboat rations. I don't know where that came from, but calories are calories, and nutrition is nutrition. These have a lot of nutrition in them, and they have a decent amount of calories. There is another brand out there that makes a package very similar to this that has 3,600 calories in it. I'm going to have to look into the nutritional value of that product and see whether I want to upgrade to that or just put a second one of these in my bug out bag, because in the wintertime you need more calories to keep yourself warm. But the reason that I choose these instead of like a Mountain House or some other sort of freeze-dried food is because, like I said earlier, you don't know if you're going to have time to stop and build a fire and cook something or sanitize your water or anything like that. So you can eat these on the go if you have to. You don't have to cook them. So that is one of the reasons why I choose something like this over any type of food that you have to prepare. Number 5 is a compass, because it is very easy when you're in a hurry and you're under stress to lose direction, to get turned around and not be able to figure out where you're going. So a compass, I think, is very important to have on hand. Number 4 is my Condor Critalis, and this is my most trusted, most used, and just the survival knife that I can depend on. And it has a really good sharp spine on it, has a convex edge, so it's very tough. It's big enough to chop with, and but small enough that it's not too heavy, not too bulky, not too difficult to wield. It also has hollow pins in the handle, so if you should ever have to, you can lash it to a stick for a spear if you needed to. I'm not including the ferro rod in this. I have, of course, I've already shown my fire kit, but it is on there for redundancy. If I was just going to grab this off the wall, it would be in there. So that is my survival knife of choice as of right now, just because it's the one I've used the most. It's the one that I trust the most. I've used it a ton, and I know it will hold up to whatever I put it through. Next up, of course, you need to have some cordage with you. I choose 550 paracord. You could use some heavier bank line, maybe some number 18 or 36 bank line. You might also, like the fire kit has jute twine already in it, has some Kevlar cordage and things like that, but if you don't have that particular fire kit, just make sure that you grab whatever cordage you can get a hold of and take with you. If I had to choose one, I would choose 550 paracord because it is so versatile. This is the first aid kit that I keep in my truck, and I'm not going to go through it on this video because this is going to be my very next video. So stay tuned for that. Once I get that video put up, I will put a link back to it on this video. Last but not least, number one is the backpack. And I mean, that's just kind of an obvious thing. It's not a bug out bag if you're not if you don't have a backpack. So I went with this one. Is the Teton Sports Scout 3400, and they're budget friendly, but they're pretty well made. I've used it quite a few times. I've taken it out hiking quite a bit. I took it out on my weekend out at the bug out shelter. I used it that weekend and carried it quite a bit then. And, you know, I've been out hiking with it several times, and it's holding up great. So, obviously, I'm going to have a lot more gear than I showed here today in my bug-out bag once I get it all packed up. But I just wanted to make mention of using a hiking-style backpack instead of a tactical backpack because they carry better. This one does have load lifters on it and a hip belt. It carries so much better than the tactical backpacks that I've used in the past. My summer bug-out bag is a tactical backpack because it is very light. So these just, if especially for winter, or if you have to hike several miles, you know, a long distance, you're going to want something that carries better than a tactical backpack. You know, I like those bags. They just don't carry as well. So I just wanted to make mention of that, and that's why I'm choosing this one, and that's why I'm showing it on this video. So for any of you guys that aren't able to do this challenge, or if you just don't make videos at all, or if you just don't have time to do a challenge video, whatever the case may be, go ahead and leave me your top 10 list of the absolute most important items you think should go in a bug out bag, and that will kind of get the conversation started and maybe give some people some ideas for their challenge video. So I will go ahead and leave links to everything you saw in this video down in the description box below, just so you can find it easier if you're interested in anything or you saw something that you hadn't seen before. You can go check it out. So it's time to tag 3 people, and I'm doing this by a wide variety of locations. So hopefully all 3 of these people will accept this challenge and this tag and do a video of their own. So one to start off with for my friends above the border, Mr. Canadian Prepper, one of my favorite channels out there, and I think he will come up with some really good ideas and explanations for us if he'll do the video. I'll go ahead and send a link to this video to everyone that I'm tagging here. Another one of my favorite people here on YouTube is Morgan over at Armed Rogue. She does some really great videos and has some good ideas, and it'd be nice to not only have a perspective from somebody from Texas, but also a female. So it's a really good wide variety of people that we can get some different opinions from. Last but not least, another one of my favorite people here on YouTube, and somebody that I think deserves a lot more subscribers than he has. And he's just a really great guy and has some knowledge to share with us, and that is Lee Ralph. And Lee, I love your channel, man. Keep up the good work, and you definitely deserve a lot more subs than you have. So just like I said, really great guy, really genuine guy, and I think we can all learn something from him. So go check out his channel, and hopefully he'll do this tag video and pass it along. Well, that's it for today, guys. I want to thank you all for all your likes and shares, and it really helps the channel grow. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much for watching. See you next time.